Like if everyone had a box that powered their homes, and they could pump free well water from they would now have the utility, like they wouldn't be dependent on all these utilities.
Yeah, it would completely destroy the whole power paradigm of the whole planet and who has say over what, and like giant segments of the Earth-wide economy. From the chat, Alinka missed the name of the documentary.
I'm sorry if I pronounced your name out, Olinka. Just type in Fluxliner. I think the gentleman's name is Mark Cavendish. Mark Cavendish is the orator, and he says that he was an illustrator for Boeing and Lockheed Martin.
You said that you think aliens are like what, fallen angels, demons, Nephilims, things like that. So if that's the case, what do you think there's any water to like the U.S. government or whatever back engineering alien crafts? Because if you're an angel or a demon or whatever, you probably don't need a vehicle, right? So where do you think that
they brought the technology from heaven?
So you think it's supernatural technology, not just extraterrestrial?
Yeah, their technology. They made a pact with the human beings, obviously with a top tier, of the 12.
That's just myself.
And then they kept us slaves, and they do their thing in their own power, but they work with them.
So then, do you view that as almost because you're arguably probably the most religious member of the show? Do you view that as what some people would call a naturalistic explanation for a religious phenomenon, where the magic or spiritual or whatever is just highly advanced technology, or do you think it's actually just magic, for lack of a better term?
Anyway, no, the alien stuff, I did do a little bit of looking.
Well, all right, because I know what I wanted to say about it. You did a little bit of looking. What did your looking bring you?
Specifically, are you talking about the Obama thing or the? Yeah,
basically how the drama, or I don't know if drama is the right word, but the clip war, the clip civil war between Trump and Obama, basically, I guess, confirmed that Lamals are real. Where he said, where Obama was like, yeah, let me be clear.
Allow me to be clear.
Allow me to be clear for a moment. Their faux is aliens, my nizzle. That didn't make you clear. It just made your picture go away.
Fuck you.
That would have been really funny if you had like an effect queued up on your camera to make you go invisible.
I wish I knew how to do that.
But, well, if you have he just disappeared. He just disappeared on me. Okay. Anyway, while he figures that out. So basically, Obama said in some kind of, let me see if I can find it. Basically, Obama said in some sort of interview that aliens were real. And when he said that, Trump saw that. And then I don't know if it was an interview or just a social. He basically said that, Obama kind of leaked classified intel. So maybe I'll have to, what do they call it? What do they call it when they make something that's classified, not classified?
Declassified.
Oh, I don't know, dude. That's how. Don't laugh at me, motherfucker. All right, I think
Publicate it.
No, you're right. Declassified. You're right. Hold on, let me show the screen.
I'm sorry. That was a Gary. Yeah, that was a Gary moment, motherfucker.
That was not a Gary moment. Don't say that to me.
Was it broke?
All right, so I believe this is the clip. Come on, audio.
But I haven't seen them. And
are aliens real?
Asked point blank, are aliens real? Obama was asked point blank, are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them. And
they're real? He didn't say, well, I think they're real. I believe they're real. He said they are real.
And they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51.
That implies they're being kept somewhere that he knows of, right? He didn't say, oh, but we don't have them. He said they're not being kept in Area 51 specifically.
There's no underground facility unless there's this enormous conspiracy and they hid it from the president of the United States.
What was the first question you wanted answered when you became president?
Okay, we could stop it there.
Where are the aliens?
Oh.
Okay, and he said on a tweet, I saw no evidence during my presidency that extraterrestrials have made contact with the U.S. Well, then why did he say they're real? He didn't say, I believe they're real. I think they're real. I have a cousin who thinks it's real, whatever. He said they're real.
So he said, first he said they're real, and then he said They're not in any underground.
He started walking back because he realized what he had done. He was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I could see that." Well, I'm just trying to see it from the other perspective. Like, what hypothetically, what else could it be? Like, could he have meant it some other way? But I think those are pretty fucking literal words right there. They are real. It's hard to dispute you saying that.
Let me see if I can find the Trump thing. Here we go. And then this was the Omega based Trump he had to say. And also subliminal programming. It looks like he has a yarmulke in this shot. Not that there's any problem with wearing a yarmulke, YouTube, in the future. Not that there's any problem with that. It's just funny that it looks like he's wearing a yarmulke and it's not the right size for his head. It's just funny that he's wearing
and Trump is not of that.
He's not, Yeah. He's not a Seinfeld American. And it's very funny that someone as rich as him would have a hat this ill-fitting, especially when the whole point of the hat is to be small. He somehow made it to comically not fit his head.
Yes.
Even though it's already a very small hat. That's the only funny thing about that. So this is what he said in response to what Obama said.
Something that got a lot of attention this week.
How come every time he's being interviewed, it's on a plane or next to a fucking nuclear reactor? It's
Motherfucker's busy.
Anytime someone tries to interview Trump, all you hear is on the fucking microphone. Dude.
A foghorn going on.
Like a foghorn, fucking foghorn fucking foghorn leghorns in the background shouting. All right, let's see if we can decipher what he says through the fucking jet turbine behind him.
Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
What's the classified information? The aliens are real?
I mean, that's the only information he gave.
Well, he said that they're not being held in Area 51, which implies they're being held somewhere.
Or any underground facility, but...
Well, he said that didn't happen, so that's...
Yeah, I guess that's not really information. That's...
the absence of information.
Yes.
So aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
See, that's like I can neither confirm nor deny. I'm not saying
I think he's trolling. Look at his face right now. Look at his fucking face.
I think he's giggling. I think he's giggling because of what he's about to say. Have you seen the clip before?
No, I have not.
Okay, I think he's giggling about this. I don't know if it's right now or in like 10 seconds, but
He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe it, Peter?
Well, the president can declassify anything that he wants to. So if you want to make an announcement,
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
we know illegal aliens are real.
that was the
You know,
part where
illegal aliens are real.
No, that's not the part he giggled at.
That's the keynote of the clip right there.
That's the key. That's the keynote speech of the clip. No, the big part is where he's saying I might get him out of trouble by declassifying that information, which the only information Obama discussed in the clip was the aliens aren't kept in Area 51 and they're real. That's the only information that he said in the clip that could be classified. That's the only thing. So he's clearly tongue in cheek here saying they're real. It's just classified.
Yeah.
I don't see any other way to take that.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to see again with Obama saying it. But honestly, like we said before, there's really nothing else. There's no other way to take.
I don't know what you can take from that.
Literally.
I don't know what else you could get. And if anybody, thinking people said this during Trump 1, not Trump the sequel, but Trump 1, that if anybody was going to declassify the ALMALs, it would be him. But he hasn't done it yet. He's halfway through Trump 2? Trump 2's halfway over?
I think he's only a quarter of the way through, I thought.
He got elected in 2025. He got sworn in 2025, and it's 6. And our president is president for 4 years. So
yeah, he's a quarter of the way through. Do you think aliens are real?
Yeah.
Do you have a reason for that?
I just think statistically speaking on how big the universe is, there for sure is. I mean, actually, if you define aliens as life forms that aren't on Earth, there's evidence that they for sure were on Mars. I mean, the only evidence, I think it's like bacteria or whatever, but I mean, that's technically alien. And how vast the whole universe is, there's got to be. There might be nothing more advanced than germs. That might be it, but there is life out there, just statistically speaking.
Well, the problem is, I think whenever like I was looking it up earlier. Of course, there's different fucking like words for it. Like the Drake equation is what you're talking about, where there's a certain amount of probability of the Drake.
I got that hotline bling.
No, that's good. That's the new intro song,
Call
guys.
me on my cell phone.
New intro song.
We do not have the budget to license hotline bling. But anyway, continue.
I'll call him up.
I'll call my guy. I'll call
Let I'll call Nick Fuentes too.
Let me write this down. Okay. Anyway, continue.
The Drake equation pretty much says, hey, there's a certain amount of probability that something is gonna be created on a planet somewhere.
So like what I just said, that's the Drake equation.
Yes, that's what I was saying. That's the Drake equation. But there's like other things like, oh, if God bestowed it upon us, what his blessings will obviously be bestowed upon a different planet, so on and so forth. Whatever. There's a bunch.
Depending on the religion, like if you're a Christian, I feel like it's a good argument against it, because why wouldn't it have been mentioned in the Bible?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like people argue it, but people are literally looking at two sides of the same fucking coin. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. What two sides of what coin?
So the same people, the people that would say, "Oh, God would have mentioned it in the Bible if He made other things." The people who are looking at that same coin just from the other way are going to say, God loves us so much that why wouldn't he do that for another planet? He's all powerful. Why wouldn't he do that for another planet? You know
I don't think anybody would really claim that God loves like the dirt under our feet. It's more of like, for God so loved what is John 3:16? For God so loved the world
that he gave his own
begotten son. Yeah. But I don't think the world is actually referencing the land.
Well, no, I'm saying like, why wouldn't he create, you know what I mean? If he created people on Earth, why wouldn't he create people or organisms?
I just don't see that as convincing.
No, I mean, this is just coming straight from online. This isn't what I'm
not arguing with you. I'm arguing against that. That doesn't really hold water for me. I'm not saying you're wrong and people believe that.
Yeah,
I'm saying it doesn't hold water for me.
There's a bunch of different reasons why people think. I honestly,
what do you think they're real or no?
Honestly,
I think. Let me preface that question first. Because of the shit we know about Mars for bacteria, we do know there is extraterrestrial life. It's more of a question, so that's you can't refute that. Here's
the thing, though. Because there's prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells, which would be like single-celled organisms.
Okay.
So like bacteria, germs, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think viruses are.
Viruses are not alive, no.
No. Yeah, exactly. But I don't think I consider those aliens. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, but what I'm getting at is that's not really, you can't debate that. We found single cell germs, bacteria, whatever. So that's not okay. So because that right there proves that there is alien extraterrestrial life.
Yes, there's
life.
The
do you think there is intelligent life? Maybe not.
Yes.
Maybe
I think that's a better way. Yes, that's a better way to put it. Intelligent life. Or nah. No? I wouldn't be surprised if we came up with a study or something came to Earth and was like, yay, but I honestly.
You currently do not believe, but you're not saying that it's not possible.
I'm an open-minded non-believer.
There you go. We check out. Well, I guess you can't at this moment if you're watching live, but when episode 65 and 66 come out on Rumble, check them out. We had this conversation about agnosticism. Now it's bullshit, in my humble opinion. Yeah, no, I think for sure because of the hotline bling paradox, for sure there's intelligent life out there. What did I say something amusing?
Simmer in that silence for a second. Shut up.
Did I say something amusing, buddy?
Nothing at all.
No? Okay.
Anyway.
I didn't like that answer. There's no way you could have answered that question or I would have been happy with the answer. Just so you know.
Did I say something funny?
Did I say something funny, buddy? Did I say something you like? Did I say something to make you laugh?
Yeah, no, I don't think. I guess I'm kind of more leaning towards I've never experienced it or never seen evidence of it. So, same thing with like.
Have you ever seen the Earth being a sphere? Have you ever seen the Earth?
I have.
When did you go into space and see the Earth being a sphere?
I think photos and videos do.
No. I didn't ask if you saw a picture. I didn't ask if you saw a picture. I asked if you saw it.
No, but that's evidence.
Of aliens.
If I show you, listen, Aiden, if I show you a picture, let's assume no AI here, okay? If I show you a picture of your mom dead and you get a call from the police or the police department saying, hey, your mom's dead, and I'm like, Aiden, this is the photo. You're like, oh my God, she's dead. That's evidence. Photos and videos are evidence.
That's evidence. But I didn't ask if you saw evidence of the Earth being round. I asked if you saw it. Because we have evidence that there are aliens. The government said this a couple of years ago that there are for sure aliens. Like they said that.
Well, I mean, ex-government just said that shit like 2-3 weeks ago as well. He just
that's what I'm saying. So you believe in extraterrestrials then? Because there's evidence. There you go.
Well, someone saying it is not evidence.
Okay, so the cop calling me to tell me that my mom is dead is not evidence then?
No, the picture I show you of your mom dying in a burning vehicle.
Not evidence. Someone told me that.
Yeah, that would be evidence.
But now you've defeated your own logic because now I'm telling you people saying aliens and you're just, oh, that's not evidence. Well, then neither is the hypothetical cop telling me my mom.
If I showed you a picture of your, okay, take the cop out of it. If I showed you a picture of your mom dead, or if I showed you a picture of my dad dead in a car accident, or whoever just dead.
I'm not arguing that that's not evidence. You are about what you said about aliens. You're saying that's not evidence. I'm not arguing that.
If someone says something, that's not evidence. If someone says a picture or video or biological data.
I would actually argue both of those things are evidence. Doesn't mean it's true, but it is evidence.
That is evidence. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying, so if you got evidence, so I asked you, I was trying to do a bit about the Earth. I'm assuming before I get into this, do you believe the Earth is spherical?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were telling me something like, oh, okay, well, if I saw evidence, I would have to believe it. And I was like, okay, well, then you must not believe that the Earth is a sphere because you have not actually been out in space and seen it as a ball. And then you said, oh, well, I've seen pictures. And I was like, okay, well, you've seen pictures of aliens.
No, I haven't. Like me,
I haven't. You've seen pictures.
Where?
You have. There's all the famous photos of aliens, like they're all blurry and shitty. I'm not saying they're conclusive evidence, but you've seen pictures of UFOs. Like if you've ever been on the internet or watched a fucking news broadcast, you've seen pictures of.
I don't think I've ever seen something that is as clear. If I take a screenshot of you right now, I can tell that's Aiden. But if I like blur it to fucking 120p, I'd be like, you know.
What about the tridactyl mummies they found in Peru? Those are non-human life forms that they've like confirmed are not fake.
Tridactyl.
Tridactyl means 3 fingers.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You didn't know that. You thought I was talking about a dinosaur.
Like pterodactyl. You know what that means?
Terra. What number is Terra?
Aiden,
like
pterodactyl, like a pterodactyl.
I know.
Not Terra, not Terra.
I know it's P, but what is that? 'Cause that's not a number. I don't know what that. I know what dactyl means fingers, but what does Terra mean?
I think it means winged fingers. Pterodactyl.
Oh, Terra means like winged.
I think so.
Okay. Well, all right. Hold on a second. Look at StreamYard real quick.
I'm looking.
Okay. All right. You seen a picture of an alien? You believe they're real? I've given you evidence. Here's a picture.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
Okay, so it's proven. So you believe in aliens? You seen a picture?
No.
I'm just trying to say evidence alone. There's a difference between evidence and proof. You can have all the evidence in the world, doesn't necessarily mean that's the only thing I'm trying to get at.
Evidence is proof.
No. No.
Yes. Like, show me that image again.
Okay. Hold on a second. Where's my button?
How do you know this came from out of the world? How do you know this doesn't come from the bottom of the Mariana Trench?
It doesn't. The Mariana Trench is on Earth.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. No, this photo alone doesn't prove there's aliens. It proves that there's a different kind of life form in. You know what I mean? Yes.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that
they claim. Okay. Well, yeah, because they claim that it's alien, but yeah, I guess it could just be like a.
Obviously, there's a give and a take. There's a give and a take. Everything is speculation until it's actually proven. You know what I mean? Like someone could, someone could just show. Especially nowadays with AI and everything, it's especially difficult. But if someone showed me that and they were like, "See, aliens are real," I was like, "How do you know that came from, Mars?" And
okay, so while we were talking about that, I did a little semantical researching. Oh, we have a guest entering. Not
Gary. Not Gary.
Oh, it's Gary. We were talking about aliens, Gary. Do you have any? Hold on. Think about what you believe about aliens for a second. I need to address something I brought up before you came in. He's trying not to laugh. He's trying not to laugh.
Gary, I see you, and I'm just.
Hold on a second. I need to address something we were talking about before. Okay. So I looked up the definitions of evidence and proof, and I was kind of getting it mixed up. So evidence and proof are basically synonyms of each other. So what I was saying wasn't quite correct. Evidence does not, just because you have evidence of something does not necessarily mean it has been proven to be true. They are both synonyms of each other. So that was kind of dumb on my part. But just because you have evidence of something does not mean that it is true.
I like a lot of sentiments too. But
well, that's not what we're
ground. There's like ground cinnamon. There's like you get the bark, see the whole sticks.
Yeah,
the bit was
exactly,
funny.
Gary.
You kept expanding. Gary, calm down.
But no, so we were basically talking about so we were talking about aliens and like the proof of it, the evidence of it. You know, videos, pictures, studies. Drake is involved in the alien conspiracy somehow. So just because you have proof of something doesn't mean it's a fact. I'll give you that. But there has been an abundance of proof of aliens. We have former presidents, current president talking about it. Pictures, testimony.
So, if you want my take on it, do I think there's something out there? Yeah, I think there is something out there trying to communicate with us. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we are already. But I don't know. From my understanding, they're all gay.
What does that have to do with anything?
They like to probe people, in their damn holes.
Hey, I like to do that too, motherfucker, and I'm a heterosexual man.
They're all gay. Well, they can't all be gay. There's more of them. Actually, Gary might be onto something. So even though he's kind of fucking around, he's a little lit right now. There is a theory that the aliens perfected cloning. So when they evolved from a primate, they basically lost the ability to reproduce because of their advanced technology. It killed their testosterone, killed their sperm production. Their sexual organs kind of withered away. So the idea is that the reason they come here and abduct humans, probe them, do weird experiments on them is because their DNA has gotten so weak from when they used to be primates. They're stealing DNA from us to continue their species. So Gary was actually kind of cooking.
I know. So you're saying they took some of your DNA.
I never got abducted by aliens.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you're.
Oh.
I don't know where you're going with this. I'm going to be honest. I'm a little lost.
You're agreeing with that shit because you're gay.
Okay, guys, if you're just now joining us, the rum part of the Rum Dum podcast has just arrived.
We got the boozer. Neither of us are drinking, but here we got our splash of booze in the mix right here. We got our little splash in there. We got our little splash of booze. That's also what I was talking about as part of what me and Ricky were talking about Saturday, the Nephilim. Do you know what the Nephilim are, Gary?
I do not.
Okay, so the Nephilim in I think it's the book of Enoch, maybe Samuel. I don't know. One of the books that didn't make the final cut of the Bible. Supposedly, the fallen angels, the ones that sided with Satan, they came down and had sex with human women, and the children they birthed were giants. These giant humanoids called the Nephilim. Some people say that what the story that was actually being told was early man having aliens come down and do the same weird sexual stuff to them, and that's how they think we went from monkeys bashing rocks together to humans. Was the aliens came down and did weird sexual experiments, and that's where the story of the Nephilim or the early Earth giants come from. So it does tie into that as well.
Yeah.
You don't buy that? You don't buy that?
I've heard stories like that. I don't remember where I heard them from, if it was from the Bible or where it was from, but I remember hearing stuff like that.
Well, it didn't make the cut. It didn't make the cut of the Bible, but it's in the same texts that were found that were used to assemble the Bible. It's just that, funny hat people decided those didn't make the cut. So.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can call them funny hat people.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about.
Maybe they had rainbows on them.
Bro cannot get off saying the aliens are gay, retort, bro. He's really stuck on the probing. He's really stuck on the probing, bro. This is our boomer representative of anything we talk about. He's got the most boomer normie takes on anything. They're gay because I saw on South Park that they probed Cartman's butthole. So the aliens must be gay. That's what I think.
I did see that too.
So Gary, so you think they're real?
I think that
I'm gonna need a yes or no answer on that, Gary.
Yeah. I think there's something else. There's something else that has the same thing we at least got, if not better. Yeah.
Autism?
Did you say autism stuff?
Yeah.
They might be descendants of us that went somewhere else and did something better. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, some people. Hold on, let me do my thing first. Some people think that, like, so the classic picture of the alien. They're like gray. They have big eyes, big old head, no wiener or nothing. Well, if you look at human evolution, we went from these monkeys that were jacked as shit, fucking creatures that could just fuck any creature up that came in their path.
They had little bitty wieners, and they had little bitty wieners, so we evolved in that.
They're saying that that's the path of evolution. Is we got weaker and weaker and weaker to eventually, because we developed cloning, nobody will be fucking in the future. We'll just be in a test tube. We'll get so weak because we'll have telepathic abilities. We'll barely need muscles at all. Our eyes will get bigger. Our brains will get bigger. So we'll become weak because we have all this technology. And then we won't be able to fuck because we've been cloning. So we'll need to find people further back in the evolutionary chain to go and take their baby gravy to continue.
Is that supposed to happen in your lifetime?
Well, supposedly them coming back to get our jizz is currently happening. That's the theory.
Oh, whose theory?
The weirdos.
You're not asking the right question. You're asking about the little minuscule details.
Yeah, I don't necessarily subscribe to this, but this is like a class of thought that I think is worthy of discussion. I'm not convinced on all that. But that is kind of that's the end point. Once you go down this rabbit hole, that's what the people in this rabbit hole are talking about. I'm guessing you probably. Well, what is your take on aliens, Ricky? Let's see if I predicted correct. I think we've talked about this before.
I think they do exist, but it's not like what people think. I'm more of the biblical view, the point of view of the biblical.
Yeah.
I think they're fallen angels, and they are different types, like the reptilians, the Greys, the Dracos, all sorts. In the book of Enoch, I think the third book of Enoch, it talks about these guys, but then obviously the churches took them out. They didn't canonize them because it created controversy.
So do you think they're like still visiting, or this is just like a thing of old? Like, do you think they're still coming by?
They've been here since day one, since creation, before creation, in fact.
But do you think they're like still present? Like do you think the things people are seeing in the sky, that's them, or more like regular like aliens, like green people and stuff?
I think that's probably like their toys, or maybe they're like decoys,
Yeah.
And they work more like underground, and then they have their little minions or their slaves, and they roam around, on their spaceships and whatnot.
Kind of like Agartha in the Middle Earth. Are you in any of that? Do you know about Agartha?
Yeah, I've heard about Agartha, or the Antarctica past, Antarctica.
Yeah, the whole in Antarctica, Agartha.
Yeah, interesting things, man.
But do you think that's real? Do you think the Hollow Earth is real?
The Hollow Earth? Man. I know for me, I know hell's down there. So let's say it's hollow in a way.
So you think hell is like a physical place within the spherical Earth?
Yeah.
Well, how come we haven't like?
Well, hold on.
Be able to see that.
Hold on.
You can't see that because there's a certain amount of depth you can go to until everything melts. Like metal melts. There's a high point of pressure and there's high point of temperature. If you go too low, there's even like have you ever seen that what was it? It was a study that the Russians did or something like that. It was in the 70s or 60s.
Oh, where they drilled a hole into the earth and heard voices or whatever. But was that true though? Like, is that, I don't know. I've always, my conspiracy radar went off on that. My bullshit detector went beep, 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 beep. And I heard, I don't know. Let me do a little research. Tell me what you think about it. Let me do a little research.
I talked to a lot of Russians, and you don't want to say hi? Come on, say hi. Come on. By the way, this is my brother Sammy. Here, put the headset on.
I've never met Sammy.
Come on.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Sammy? What's going on?
How's it going?
What's up? How you doing? I've heard a lot about you because I used to work with your brothers back stateside, but I ain't never actually talked to you ever.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. What do you think about the stuff your brother's into with the aliens and the demons and stuff like that? What are you? Are you on the same page as him, or are you a little?
I'm a little completely different, you know, but
Different.
I mean, I listened to you guys live stream the other day. I mean, you know, pretty interesting points, you know, like the stuff, and I guess
he got us in trouble for that, dude. The first time we got someone that wasn't white on the show, he got us in trouble. He was our first Hispanic guest, and he got us out of trouble. There, leave it to Ricky. Someone in chat wanted to say hi to you, Sammy. Alinka says hi from the States.
Good afternoon.
Damn, she didn't say hey to you first. That's messed up. That's your girl, and she's saying hi to Sammy. I see how it is.
We got our private chat going on, man.
Yeah. She said, damn, I ain't talking to Seth. I'm talking to Sammy here. It could be a piece of that.
All right. All right, guys. I gotta go.
All right, go have fun. Have fun.
Sammy.
Nice to meet you. Take care, guys. Peace out.
They're cute together.
They're brothers. Jesus.
And
so guys,
that was funny, dude. His girlfriend was like, "Hey, Sammy." He didn't say nothing to Seth. Like, "Hey, Sammy." Like, damn.
Oh, she said hello, everyone. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put it on screen now. She said hello, everyone. After I said something. But anyway, okay. All right. So anyway, back to the Russian hole in the ground. I looked it up. Apparently, it's called. Are you talking about the Kola super deep borehole?
Yes.
I think it was that one.
The 12-inch diameter. Yes. Yes.
Okay, hold on.
She said it was 12 inches.
Joke of the night.
I need to get the soundboard working so I can do the rim shot on the drums whenever someone says something like that. Especially whenever Gary opens his mouth.
Oh, Gary. Is he coming in tonight or not?
He might be. I'm not. I sent him the link, so whether or not he tunes in, I don't know. But we'll find out. Because also on here, let me hide this from the screen real quick. So Wednesday we had our preemptive chat on aliens, and he just could not get off the point of aliens being gay because of probing. Like he could not separate. For that was all he could think about was aliens. Like, well, they must be gay. He does that thing. He goes, I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Well, guys, I got myself a Coca-Cola because the freaking liquor store down the street is closed.
Oh, you're not boozing it up with us tonight?
No, it was closed. Remember when I text you guys, I'm going down the street?
Yeah.
Nah, the ship got closed.
Well, check this out. Don't worry. I'll drink for you.
Hey, and you got to drink for me too then.
What? Okay, you have gallons of liquor in your house. Gallons.
Motherfucker, look.
You have gallons of liquor in your house.
I don't got no fucking drinks, though.
Yeah, you do. Bro, I've been to your house. It looks like a liquor store. You can't just swing a dead cat.
I have plenty of liquor, but I have no mixers, no beer, no nothing else.
Just put ice in it.
Is he already drunk?
Ice and liquor. That's insane.
Seth? I haven't started drinking. This is my first drink of the day.
I haven't started drinking either.
Cheers, everybody. Rum dump. Go get some rum and get rum dump, Seth. Ricky's got an excuse.
Pause my shit. I'll be back.
Okay, I'll take you off. I
literally went to the store, and the store is closed. Literally, they closed it down. There's like paper mache on the windows and newspaper. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I knocked, and the lady's like, yeah, we closed it. I'm like, why? It's like, the lady that was working at the store robbed the store. And I'm like, the lady that worked at the store robbed you guys? She's like, yeah, she walked out with the money and the booze at the middle of the night. I was like, damn, ain't that a bitch?
Damn, but with Seth, I've been to his house. There's bottles everywhere. It looks like a damn sorority house, like a frat house. There's bottles and bottles everywhere, dude. So, but anyway, cheers to all the rum dummers out there. I don't know if Gary or my brother will be joining, but
shout out to CI Macaroni.
Shout out. All right, so let me pull up this thing here. You got to take everything Wikipedia says with a grain of salt. But anyway, so this is the incident I think we're talking about, the well to hell or the Siberian hell sounds. So for anybody that doesn't know, I've kind of heard of it, but I'm giving myself a refresher. So back in the Soviet era, Soviet engineers purportedly led by an individual named Mr. Azakov in an unnamed place in Siberia had drilled a hole that was 9 miles deep before breaking through to a cavity. Intrigued by this unexpected discovery, they lowered an extremely heat-tolerant microphone along with other sensory equipment into the well. The temperature deep within was 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Heat from a chamber of fire from which screaming could be heard. So if they're only that, so if this is true and they're only that shallow in, like, shouldn't it be pretty easy to get like pictures if it's only that shallow that they could get to it back in the 60s, 70s?
I don't know if you ever talked through a pipe before, like
Yeah.
a pipe. You know, I used to prank people at work. You know, we used to dig holes and stuff. And we used to pipe, and you could talk to one end, and they could hear the other perfectly.
Mhm.
I think that could happen. You know, it was the beginning of the distance, but it was still way, way down there, and the sound was traveling through the pipe or through the hole, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying everything that I say is true.
But that could be. But again, that would be it would be a more common occurrence to hear the demons of the damned souls or whatever if it was that easy to get to, is what I'm saying. It would be a lot more readily. It wouldn't be just this one story.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So do you think this story holds water specifically?
50-50, let's say. But for my beliefs, I know that down there, hell's down there. For white-eyed.
All right. I'm just saying I think it would be a little more obvious if it was actually on Earth. But what?
Do you guys think hell is on Earth? Not hell, but do you think in like hollow Earth of some sort? Or I know there's places down there.
Go ahead, Seth.
What I was gonna ask is how. See, the way Aiden asked the question earlier was, you believe it's at the center or more towards the center of the spherical Earth, but believe it or not, I'm a flat earther. So
you got to be fucking with me, Seth.
how would it hypothetically here? Because I'm guessing that you're a spherical.
He's a globe head.
Yeah, you.
No.
Okay, well, then what the fuck are we talking about then? How is it the center of the Earth if it's flat?
I don't think. I mean, let's.
No,
see.
like legitimately break
When I
this
say
down.
flat Earth,
I don't
it doesn't
think
mean
about
that it's a pancake. I don't think it's a pancake. Obviously, we have mountains. Water does not curve.
Right.
I've done this test before. The water does not curve.
Right.
It's probably like an asteroid. Let's say, it's kind of like your eyeball. You look at it, it's got the dome thingy. And
Okay, so you're not saying it's flat. You're just saying it's not a perfect circle, which is not even debated by anybody in the globe.
I know it's a circle. It's like a disc. Like it's not spherical, but it's circular.
So do you think it's flat or
it's
flat or
curved.
not?
No. So it's like an eye. It's flat. You know how it is?
Yeah.
But at the end, it has a point, or it's got rocks in the bottom. Something. It's got to have something because the Earth's crust. Obviously, it's not like.
Hold on.
A laptop.
Hold on a second. Let me draw. Can you say it's like an eyeball shape, right?
Yeah, let's put this up.
So you're saying the Earth looks something like. Hold on a second. Let me do like a quick. Okay. So you're saying it looks something. Let me draw a little person. Let me draw a little person on it. So it looks something like that, is what you're saying.
Could be, yeah.
Okay, and then everything here, I'm going to draw like little cross hatchings through it. So everything with the cross hatchings is uninhabitable. That's like the underside of it. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, there might be tunnels or something down there. Obviously, if you go to Turkey, there's underground cities in Turkey. By the way.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so he's on my side, Aiden.
Yeah.
We're
I'm not saying it's like a pancake. It's not like
Yeah.
It's like what I just draw, the ice cream.
Yeah, because okay, let me
ice
tell you
cream
something.
shape.
I can talk, right?
Go for it.
I'm sorry. Is it like this? Or
Hey, motherfucker. Okay.
Oh, like, sorry, ninjutsu.
This motherfucker, dude. All right. Continue.
Okay. So when I would travel to Argentina, to Brazil, I did the whole traveling tour when I left the United States. I would see that the moon was underneath the plane in between the clouds. And, the stuff I know some stuff. So I told the stewardess, the lady that walks by and gives you peanuts and vodka all the time. I told, hey, lady, I know you might know this, but I'm going to ask you a question. Just nod yes or nod no. Oh, no, sorry, yes and no. I'm like, is that the moon down there? And she's like, and I'm like, I thought the moon was in space. And she's like,
wait, you said you went on a plane and you saw the moon underneath you?
Hell yeah, man. I saw the same thing with the sun. The same thing with the sun, bro. Yes, bro. That's why I
tell
people.
You mean it works like in Minecraft where it just goes under you, bro? Y'all are tripping, dog.
That's why I tell people you need to travel, man. You need to travel because the traveling that I've done, dude, I've seen some crazy. I know there's some shit I can't talk on JTube here. But I've seen some stuff and it's like, bro, what the fuck?
Then why does every other planet obviously a sphere? How come I don't see the weird conical thing when you look at the other planets?
Hold on. Let me butt in here, Ricky, for you. What do you mean? Have you seen the spherical planets? When you look up in the night sky, Aiden, what do you see?
One time when I was a kid, someone in my family had a telescope and they showed me, I think it was Venus. So I've seen one planet with my own eyes and it was a ball. It was a circle.
How can you tell it was a ball? You know what I mean? When you're seeing,
I can see it.
You're seeing from 50,000 miles away.
I can see it. I can see the ball. I mean, it wasn't like a perfect, like I was, on the surface or anything, but I saw like a sphere. It didn't look like the drawing I made where it's like a thing like this and then like a cone.
But it's like thing. My house is square. My floor is square right now, but I have 2 watermelons down there and one is kind of round. It's like.
What? No, I don't follow with that. I'm gonna be. Yeah. I don't follow. We had 2 watermelons on a flat floor. Well, I don't get what that means.
You probably didn't get the reference, but okay.
I did.
It's like the sun and the moon. I know they might be spherical. Yes, they are. The sun and the moon, the same size. The sun has 7 times light than the moon. That's why they're called luminaries. It's not that the sun reflects light off the moon. No, that's bogus. The moon has its own light. It's like a cold light. The sun has heat. It's very different. That's what creates magnetism. That's why I tell you, like the Bible. That's why, like when I talk to religious people and I tell them, so where do we live? What is the earth? What's the sun? What's the moon? And they don't know how to answer it. There's like many passages in the Bible that tells you that the earth is stationary and it doesn't move. Whatever.
Well, then how come when because just long distance shooters have to calculate for the curvature of the Earth, and it's not like, oh, if you're on this part of the Earth, it's different. There's a damn near uniform curve to the supposed model of the spherical Earth, where it doesn't matter what part you're on. So if it's like that drawing, it would be different in parts. And when now with like the whole bombing stuff going on, when they calculate the range of missiles as being a circle of effect on the globe Earth, when it's projected onto a flat map, it's different. So you would be able to tell from those calculations, oh, it's flat, because it wouldn't be, like swooping up and down because it's a flat projected sphere. It would look very different.
Well, you have to understand that there's also wind. There's also gravitational pull, if you want to name it that way. The bullet is heavy. It's gonna fall down to a certain point. It's not like the earth is spinning. If not, I would just grab an airplane or a helicopter and let's say, okay, the earth is spinning at what was it, 666,000 miles an hour, whatever.
Some crazy shit like that, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't I just pick up the helicopter and wait for the earth to spin for a bit and land in China?
Okay, well, you can disprove that being how physics work by, have you ever driven in a car going 80 miles an hour, Ricky?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are driving in a car going 80 miles an hour, if you take a golf ball and hold it in front of you, if physics worked the way you just said, if you let go of that golf ball, it would fucking blow a hole through your head. Obviously, that's not happening because of relativity.
Yeah, of course.
So that's not, so saying, why doesn't a helicopter just, get yeeted off into space if we're going that fast?
Yeah, but what is more?
That's not how that works.
You got a point. But what is more stronger, centrifugal force or gravity?
Well, that I don't know.
Well,
but with the driving thing, I can tell you that's not how it works. That's why you don't just spin off, because you're being held to it by gravity, centrifugal force, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, and the force that's behind you, like when you take off, let's say you're on a GTR, 34, and then you take off real quick, it pushes you towards the back of the car, and you're full blast, right? But the seat is holding you. It's not like you're going to fly through the car, but if the seat wasn't there, you probably would have flown out the window. There's certain.
Well, that's because, so look what's happening. When you slam on the gas pedal, you accelerate, but your body is a body at rest. So if the planet all of a sudden, assuming it's a sphere and spinning, if it all of a sudden doubled in speed, then that would happen, but you're already at that speed. Same thing. If you slam on the gas or slam on the brakes, you get violently moved. But if you're steadily going fucking, 120 miles an hour, if you're going steady and your shocks are good, it's not going to feel any different than, just sitting right here.
Yeah,
same like a bullet train. That's the reason they don't have to strap you in when you're in a bullet train going 300 miles an hour, because you're used to it. It's just going that way.
Yeah, you're in a
you're
in a closed system.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't know, dudes. But that's the thing. I've been trying to get my dad on the show because he's also a non-spherical earther. He's not a globe head. My dad is also not a globe head.
There's some things that make sense. There's some things that don't make sense. But what I saw with my own eyes, man, when I was flying, I was like, bro, what? And then let's see if I can talk about this. Let's just say, okay. So I was in Argentina and I went to Tierra del Fuego, which is almost the last part of Argentina, right?
Okay.
And then we took a boat close to Antarctica, if you want to call it, or whatever. And I read a long time ago in the Book of Enoch that there's a 200-foot wall that surrounds the earth, right? And there's openings and it goes to other continents, if you want to call it that way.
Okay.
And we went to a certain part into the deep sea, and the captain told me, "Hey, man, I know you know a lot of things, and I want to ask you a question. Do you still believe in the 200-foot wall, the ice wall that surrounds the Earth?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, here, take these binoculars." So I looked. They were high def, and I could see this huge wall, bro. It was infinite, bro. And yeah, it was weird, bro.
I don't know, dog. I think you might be fucking with me right now.
No, bro. No. I even told my wife. And he told me there's a certain line in the water that we cannot cross because there's a treaty. He talked about a treaty that you can cross to Antarctica and all that if you get bombed. And as soon as that happened, there like a plane passed by and he radioed the captain. He's like, "Hey, captain, you're not supposed to go." He's like, "Yeah, I know. Blah, 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 blah." He gave us some code and stuff, and we turned around.
But the thing about like the weird rules around where you can fly, I would much more sooner believe that the Earth is hollow and there's a gateway into it through like Antarctica or whatever. I would much sooner believe that.
But he did talk to me. I'm not going to name the captain's name, obviously, but he did talk to me. He's like, a lot of people think the ice surrounds the whole Earth and it doesn't let the water out. He's like, no, the ice is only the beginning of the section. He's like, there's more. He's like, look at the moon. If you ever look at the moon, you can see the continents there. On a certain part of the moon, it's like towards the left or the right. I forgot.
You talking about like the craters or whatever?
Yeah, like you can see the dark spots. You can see like North America, South America, and then there's this other section down here.
Oh, I thought you were talking about on the moon. My bad.
Yeah, it's on the moon. It's a reflection. He's like, that's a reflection of.
Nah, bro. The moon I've seen on like a monthly basis. I see the whole lit up moon, and I ain't never seen a reflection of the continents, my boy.
Look it up, bro.
Oh, let me look it up.
Okay, while Aiden's doing that, Ricky, I just so you know, I've been fucking with y'all. I'm not a flat earther. I don't.
You've been betrayed, Ricky. What the fuck? That's messed up, man.
I respect everybody's opinion, you know.
Yeah, but my question is, what you said a moment ago. You said that the sun and the moon are both their own luminaires, and that the moon doesn't reflect what the sun. So what is the? So what would you explain as like the solar eclipse or the?
Hey,
what's up?
Hello, gentlemen.
What's up?
Shit,
bro?
we got the OG here, guys. Everyone give him a round of applause.
OG rum dumber. We got the OG rum dumber right here. Hey, go ahead and introduce yourself and your qualifications to the new generation of rum dum hosts.
I am a lifelong conspiracy theorist of all things, delving too deep in some places, master of the rabbit hole, straight from Uranus.
Pause.
Well, that's fake. It's not a sphere. Planets aren't spherical. That's an inaccurate image.
Yeah, it's just like the Venus.
This is as close as I can get.
Welcome.
Well, gentlemen.
Welcome. So they were just telling me that apparently if you put your eyes on the screen, I'll go ahead and pull it up.
Okay.
That there is actually a reflection of Earth's continents on the moon that you can see, proving that the Earth is flat somehow. What is this the image you were looking for? Is this the image you were looking for, Ricky?
There are various.
Well, is this an accurate one? Because you told me to look for it. So is that accurate? Is that what you were looking for, or is this misinformation?
Like that, yeah.
Okay. Well, given that, I mean, I'm just taking this at face value. Given that I'm trying to, in my picture in my mind of the continents of the world, I'm trying to see where this is even.
Yeah, I can do a side by side. I can look up like an Earth map, do like a side by side.
Even if that is true, which I don't believe that, but even if that is true, how would have that imprint like? How did that the continental imprint get on the moon? Like, how did that happen? Is it?
I don't know. Maybe the reflection of the light.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is, how does that connect to that it's true that the Earth is flat? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Like I said, I'm not saying the Earth is flat.
Okay, well, whoever, I don't know.
Hold on, to rewind, he's not saying it's flat like a pancake, but he is saying it's not globular. In fact, we drew up a little. He said it looks something like this here. That it looks kind of like a mound with like an underside, kind of like a rounded mound with an underside with like little rocks hanging off the bottom. Not flat, but not spherical. Basically a flat Earth. That's what Ricky said. And at the time I messaged you, Seth was doing a little trolling and making me think that he was a flat earther as well, but he was just trolling. Oh, but no. And tell him what you said about seeing the moon in that plane.
Yeah, bro. So I was going to Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Argentina, Chile, and Brazil. And at night, I saw the moon underneath the plane. It was fairly small. It wasn't like the moon, that like huge moon. So I told the stewardess, I'm like, hey, I know that you know some things. And I told the lady, not yes for yes, not no for no. And I told the lady, is that the moon down there? And she looked at it and she's like, and I was like, okay. So that was weird for me because I thought the moon was in the, space, whatever.
But it was underneath them. I don't know. I don't know if I buy that, dude. I don't know.
Were you flying over the ocean?
Yeah, I was way up there, man. No, I was in the clouds, like
flying
way
over
up.
the ocean.
I was way up there.
Chile to Argentina is all landmass. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all landmass.
Oh, it's all landmass. Yeah.
So I don't know how
I don't know
to explain that.
I don't know. I'm not the anecdotal. I don't know what to say.
I will say there's sure as hell a lot of things that are so they're so difficult to explain or understand. There's shit we don't know about quantum mechanics, for example, that explain a lot of the shit that happens day to day, but we don't know it. I think that there's I think it's more plausible that there's some unrecognized force or something happening rather than the Earth being I'm going to say flat, but we're all under the same consensus. You're not a flat earther, Ricky.
Yeah, I'm not a flat earther.
I'm going to say flat.
Well, but I mean, you might as compared to you're not a globe head. You're not you're not saying it's flat like a pancake, but you're basically saying it's a squished half sphere with stuff. So it's basically flat. I've seen flat earthers use the image you're talking about. So
to somewhat add to this, technically, Earth and other spherical bodies in our solar system and the galaxy aren't perfect spheres. They are slightly. I mean, even scientists and astronomers will say it's not a perfect sphere. It's there is a slight
anomaly.
It's oblong. It's slightly. It's
slightly. It's still but and it also wobbles as it spins. It wobbles. That's why the different astrological signs change throughout. I mean, not only because you're rotating, but you're rotating you're doing this kind of shit. So you kind of see there's this wobble there. And I forgot the name. Precession. Precession is the name for it. Astrological terms.
Yeah. I wish Dad got on here because he's big into the not flat. No. Okay, it's not flat, but
absolutely not.
A squished round surface.
Well, the Masons know a lot of things than we do, by the way, guys.
He's a Mason too. Fluxliner's a Mason as well. Yeah, I don't know how active
we don't have to advertise that.
You put blocks up.
What degree?
With the fucking.
Oh, about a box death? What are you talking about?
You said he's a Mason, like a brick Mason.
No, the super
That's
secret.
what he meant. That's what he meant. A brick Mason. That's what he meant.
Yes. Legally,
only third degree brick Mason. Only third degree brick Mason.
I'm at a 22nd degree.
So you ain't no Mason.
I'm not an active Mason for a long time.
I understand.
You got out before they gave you the secrets of the real shape of the Earth.
Fuck.
You got out just before they showed you that alternate angle of JFK that they show the new presidents. You got out just before then.
Just before that.
It's insane.
Just before then.
I was a reject, so.
So I didn't really have the information to really tell them, but give us a lowdown on the flux liner, your namesake, because that ties into the whole alien thing we were talking about earlier, the flux liner.
Yeah, actually the flux liner or flux deluxe, flux liner was my old name, but so I could talk conspiracy theories all day long, but this particular one is very dear to my heart because flux liner is actually a YouTube documentary that you can find right now, still on there. The guy who made it died, and they did an autopsy on him, and they found all these weird heavy metals in his system. So it pretty much was whoever wanted to kill him induced cancer inside of him. You could give somebody a cancer gun or a cancer shot, pretty much. You can give people. I mean, there's all kinds of shit you can do, but that was how they killed this guy. So they had some weird, strange radioactive isotopes that they found in his body, and he died after he made this. Now, the gist of the documentary was about secret, faster than light vehicles that our government has, that are alien reproduction vehicles that they found from Area 51 crash, and that we've had them since like the 60s. And a lot of the UFOs, not all, but a lot of the UFOs that we see are in deep, dark, deep state military industrial complex stuff. Which is wild.
You're firm in belief then, because we were talking about this.
I am.
You're firm in it.
I'm pretty firm. Yeah. But the funny thing is, one of the you know what's funny? It's not so much. I mean, yes. So we got to play devil's advocate for the military industrial complex. If you don't want other countries, North Korea, communist China, you want to always stay up, like way above technological level of other countries, right? Yeah. So your way of life can be protected for your people, right? So one of the ways they do that is it's not necessarily aliens they want to keep secret. It's the technology. It's the free energy. Because if you got people off of oil and not having to use it anymore, you just destroyed a whole paradigm that keeps humanity at this sort of level. You know what I'm saying? Like if everyone had a box that powered their homes and they could pump free well water from they would now have the utility, like they wouldn't be dependent on all these utilities.
Yeah, it would completely destroy the whole power paradigm of the whole planet and who has say over what, and like giant segments of the Earth-wide economy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like it would completely shut down the Saudi family, like most of the power like Russia has.
America is the petrodollar. America is the petrodollar. So it would be technically, and that's one of the reasons why these, I believe, CIA and other USA agents killed a lot of different in this documentary. They show how there's all these other, I mean, we're talking like 50 plus inventors that found a way that cars can run on water, cold fusion, you name it. All these people died mysteriously, like 50, like it was crazy number. And just and for this reason, because the petroleum paradigm of the world to stay the same. And also that is, if you were a CIA agent and you took this out, their logic is, well, this threatens America's hegemony. So that's why it has to stop.
Well, but if we were to come out with like that tech and we were the first ones to have it and supposedly have it reverse engineered, even though it would fuck over everyone else, if we didn't share this, magical box of energy, it would immediately put us ahead of any arms race ever on the whole planet. So why not just do that?
I agree. I think that's why that, like, if like my theory is that we do have a secret space program, faster than light luminal technology, and I can tell you kind of how that came around, but because it has to do with the Nazis and Operation Paperclip, which is huge. And that's like
Ricky,
crazy, right? So we wouldn't have NASA. We wouldn't have. I don't want to take. Anyone can interject at any time. I don't want to take the floor too much. I'm just trying.
Ricky likes to raise his hand in a certain manner when he wants the attention. He starts creeping up. I'm like, Ricky, put it down. From the chat, Alinka missed the name of the documentary.
I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Olinka. Just type in Fluxliner. I think the gentleman's name is Mark Cavendish. Mark Cavendish is the orator, and he says that he was an illustrator for Boeing and Lockheed Martin. And what happened? He was invited to a party of a bunch of military generals, and somewhere in California, it might have been LA, I don't know. But he was invited, and he got to see these things float on the ground. There was three of them. The Fluxliners were all these three things, and literally, it looks like, if you type it in, Mac, maybe you can pull up a picture. But it literally looks like a bell, de Glocke, which is pretty much what the
Nazi bell
Nazis were working on, and they figured it out. But anyway, they helped him. I say the deep state Nazis helped America do this because our space program, NASA is. Yeah, this is it.
Can everybody see that?
And that's Mark Cavendish, the guy that you saw on the bottom there with the pointer.
Kind of like what we showed on Wednesday's episode.
That's kind of the shit I saw over here in Durango, basically.
Really?
In Durango?
I saw something like that, bro.
Look how simple that is.
Yeah, super simple. It was black like that one.
Yeah.
Like this?
Black as the people from Mississippi.
Yeah, just like that. Those are cameras. Those domes are cameras. So it's omnidirectional cameras. So if you click on the schematic that looks inside, Just any of them? Like maybe if you can zoom in a
like
bit.
that.
Yeah, if you can zoom in maybe, or just
I gotta open it. So I'll pull it up in a second.
And I can explain how it works. And actually, our B2s use a sort of watered down version of this technology. So so you see the middle column there. Yeah, that's the energy generation, and it's a sort of, I wouldn't say cold fusion, but it's hold on, it's not mercury, it's I can't remember right now, but so anyway, think of it's a mercury centrifuge, and so to create energy, you have to pass a magnet through a conductor like copper wire, right? Mm-hmm. So what you're doing is you're taking the liquid, you're magnetizing it, but when it magnetizes, it spins itself. If it spins itself, you put this is a simplified way to explain it. You put like a conductor, it'll just create energy. Okay, but it's highly radioactive. But there's a way that you can, they figured out how to not make it so radioactive. On the bottom there, you see all those plates? Those are the electromagnetics or magnets there. Mm. Okay. So what happens is you're creating so much energy, so much wattage, like crazy amount of wattage, and it's all localized. And so what happens is, so there's an effect called the T. Townsend Brown effect. It's also named other things. But what you're doing is if you take a capacitor, like let's say a battery, but like a capacitor can only hold charge if you put wattage into it, right? So if you have a capacitor, it has a positive and a negative side. So this gentleman, Townsend is his last name. He did these experiments, which the government shut down when they found out what he was fucking doing. Anyway, but so he would charge these huge like lead capacitors, like we're talking hundreds of thousands of watts, right? And what you would see on the hopefully I'm doing it on the north side, or no, the positive side. The positive side, the positive would push forward. It would always pull forward, very small, but it would move. But it would move without any propulsion. This is propulsionless movement, which is huge.
So, what level of like for serious confirmation do we have of this? Like, are there leaked documents, unclassified stuff, or is this just all?
There's a lot. I wish I had the book on me. There's Anti-Gravity Secrets by Valentine. Okay, what's his name? Fuck. Anyway, there's a lot of literature on it, and a lot of people do talk about it. But if you would say, hey, NASA, like, there's a lot of people who NASA try to reproduce these experiments, but they chalk it up and say it's ion wind, so don't worry about it.
I don't know what the hell it is, so I don't know.
Well, ion wind is kind of like you can make like a literally tinfoil and a wire, and you can put charge to it and it'll move. But there's like a propulsive force. There's like it'll actually move wind, so it'll move, right? But that's ion wind. But anyway.
It sounds to me like, when you watch Men in Black and they're like, oh, it's the swamp gases that ignited with the damn moonlight and it exploded and made a red ball. It's how they're trying to cover something up. It's it's just ion winds or whatever. That's how it hits to me. But so, Ricky, you were saying you saw these things.
Yeah.
Now,
let's talk about that. That's awesome.
Let's talk about that.
So ever since I moved to Mexico, I've seen some crazy stuff, man. I've seen a lot of, like, you might call it alien activity. The same thing when I went to Argentina, but here in Mexico, the part of Durango, I was at the airport. I was working close to the planes, the platform, and I had my gear on, everything. And I looked up, and I looked at the flightradar.com. I have an app called Flight Radar, and it shows you which planes are late, which are coming, cool. All kinds of air traffic. Yeah. And suddenly this weird round thing showed up. It looked like a bell, literally, but it was black, and it was just.
Was it similar to the picture that
it was similar to that? And the guys that were with me, like, yo, what kind of spaceship is that? Like, I've never seen that before. And I told them that's the one that my buddies have, and they're like, what buddies? And they're like, oh, geez. and they're like, really? And then I show them a picture of, like, the bell, and I'm like, oh, that's the one. They're like, wait, how? I'm like, I don't know. And it just kept zooming by, and then suddenly it picked up speed like that. It was like zoom and boom, and blasted off.
And they're omnidirectional. Omnidirectional.
They can cut any angle. It's so weird. And the guys were telling me, man, what kind of technology is that? I'm like, the Nazis, America, who knows?
So I would like to explain real quick. I was trying to get into that Pete Townsend Brown effect, how the positive moves forward and the negative pulls and the positive, or excuse me, the negative pushes and the positive pulls. So it has a vector. It has a forward vector. So that particular craft or any other craft that could reproduce that phenomena, right? What you can do is you can change the whenever there's a positive and negative, it'll go in that direction, right? So that field can be manipulated around that vehicle. So what they can do is they have literally I believe that's how the mouse was invented, because they have to control it inside. It's not a mouse per se, but it's like you kind of hold it and you can tilt it like this.
Wait. What kind of mouse are you talking about that you can just tilt
it's hard to explain the control mechanism for that. It shows it in the picture, but if you think about like a ball, think like a sphere. Okay, so it's right. You see that ball where it says E, letter E? See that ball there? Yeah. That's the control mechanism. So if you look at it, it's like a sphere, but it's like a half sphere. So that if the bottom of it's like it moves around, right? So apparently you put your fingers on it like from the top, like where your palm goes over the top, and you can move that sphere around, and wherever your top of your hand is, that's the vector where it's going to go, because that's the positive and this is the negative, right? Huh. So that's how it moves. Now I'm sure there's more. This is 1960s technology that we've had. We've had this, right? So
how is it able to be like still? I get. Is this denied?
It's not denied. It's not. It's something. No.
They just say, "Oh, it never worked." Is that kind of like we researched it, but it never came to pass? Is that kind of what they?
Well, okay. Claim? So just to explain, when people try to inquire to NASA about this phenomena, we'll just specifically the I can't say Pete Townsend. I keep saying Pete Townsend. That's the drummer of fucking Who. But Townsend is the guy's last name. And there's another gentleman who was on the other side of the world that found this same phenomena out. Okay. And they were both silenced, paid off to shut up. Right. But they didn't die, though. They were smart and said, all right, fuck it. I'll take the money and whatever. Whatever.
They'll take the money and run. They'll disappear. They'll shut up.
Whatever.
They'll shut up for a minute.
So whenever top scientists, physicists try to press NASA to like, hey, let's do this. Let's do this. Well, NASA would just come out. Yeah, we tested this in a vacuum. It didn't work. The Townsend effect doesn't work. Blah blah blah. Now, technically, in physics, this phenomena is called the Alcubierre drive, but they have different nuances to it. They believe, or Alcubierre, who's a Mexican physicist who came up with this in the 90s or early 2000s.
What do you think? Bro, we know you be simping. You be simping for the Latinas, bro. We know you. We've got our eyeball. We got your girl in chat.
I love those Latina girls. Man. What are you talking about? I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Ricky, come on.
Seth likes to LARP as a racist or whatever, but he's got a soft spot for the brown. He's on Team Brown.
What's wrong with that?
What, LARPing is a based Giga Chat racist or whatever?
Hey, you know what? Nick Fuentes doesn't. He's fucking mad.
Two peas in a pod.
Hey, shout out
dude, me and Nick, we're twins, bro.
Shout out to Prime 99, whatever his name is. He always talks about big boy Latinas. Prime Time 99.
Prime 99. I don't know.
Prime Time. No, Prime Time 99.
Yes,
so
bro.
Seth, send me a link in the Discord. Send me a link in the Discord so we can pull that up. But anyway, so how was your vacation from being my co-host? How was it? Did you have a good time?
I like it. I like getting more blood in. I think it's great. This format I think is great. I like the chat needs to give us some questions, man. It doesn't matter what it doesn't necessarily be on topic. Whatever. We're here having fun, drinking, talking about the world.
Put the link on Instagram. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, put the link on your Insta or whatever. You said you were going to plug it.
Plug what?
Plug what? Plug the show, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I will after this.
He's raising his hand.
Okay.
Flux Deluxe. The funny thing about these spaceships or whatever you want to call them, these things that are flying around us, they don't make no sound.
No, they don't.
They're not super silent. Like they don't make any sound. And we were there at the airport and it was quiet and we were just thinking like, where's the sound? And the guys told me, yeah, where's the sound? I'm like, I have no idea. We can't hear the sound, but we can. When the turbines, the airplanes are turned on, we can hear them. Like,
well, so I've heard that. So, Fluxliner, what you were saying about it moves, like the magnetic currents or whatever to move it. I've heard other people saying down the rabbit hole, tinfoil hat people, whatever you want to call them, saying that these crafts have figured out a way to move space. They're not moving themselves like a car or airplane. They're moving everything else.
That's what I'm explaining. I'm trying to give you the terminology for it, but you're right. They are. So
you can cut me for a minute.
Okay.
No, come back.
No, he's plugging the show. He's plugging the show.
Oh, okay. He's plugging his butt.
Looking for big boy Latinas.
No, but you're absolutely right. So that's what I'm trying to explain. So this is called electrogravitics. And then there's electromagnetism, right? But electrogravitics is when electricity affects gravity. Okay. Electrogravitics, right? But that's the term that the dark projects use, right? Mm-hmm. So when you have a positive and a negative that are charged, like we're talking hundreds of thousands of volts, like it's like a bunch. Yeah. You get this phenomenon, right? And that how that is explained is that it's propulsionless. So there's the vertical particles or the quantum field in front of a positive polarity has what they call a black. It's not a black hole, but it's a vacuum force like that. So in front of it, the virtual particles are less, and then on the negative side, the virtual particles are more. So it's a mini black hole is not the right word, but bear with me. A black hole and a white hole, and it moves itself. So the person that is inside or the people or whatever's inside the field have no inertia. If you think about it as well, how does that, if that vehicle can make all those moves, how can the people inside be fucking alive? They'd be all those G-forces and stuff. Because that's why, because it folds space and space-time around the vehicle, because you've created this space-time warp bubble with electrogravitics.
Yeah, because like jets and stuff, the stuff like, we know 100% confirmed. We know people are flying in jets. Mm-hmm. The G-forces of just that speed, you have to do special breathing exercises or you'll black out. You have to go to force the blood up. So I can't imagine if you're moving like what?
So when you hit that bong,
fast. You gotta hold that shit like a bong rip, right?
That's why you actually don't feel theoretically, you don't feel anything inside the vehicle at all. Mm-hmm. You're like just chilling. You don't just feel anything.
So what was that, Ricky?
A force builds around you. It doesn't affect you.
Yeah. So I had a question for the Rickinator, the Determinator here. So we talked before you came on, Durman, about his views on aliens, because we're going to tie that into what we recorded Wednesday.
Cool.
About his views of aliens. So you said that you think aliens are like what, fallen angels, demons, Nephilims, things like that. So if that's the case, what do you think there's any water to like the U.S. government or whatever back engineering alien crafts? Because if you're an angel or a demon or whatever, you probably don't need a vehicle, right? So where do you think
they brought all the technology from heaven?
So you think it's supernatural technology, not just extraterrestrial?
Yeah, their technology. They made a pact with the human beings, obviously with the top tier, of the 12.
That's just myself.
And then they kept us slaves, and they do their thing in their own power, but they work with them. So
then, do you view that as almost because you're arguably probably the most religious member of the show? Do you view that as what some people would call a naturalistic explanation for a religious phenomenon, where the magic or spiritual or whatever is just highly advanced technology, or do you think it's actually just magic, for lack of a better term?
No, it's not magic. No,
just highly advanced technology.
Yeah, and they're smarter than us in every way, shape, and form.
So then, if that's just if the angels and demons or whatever they're doing is just advanced technology, then how does that explain a concept like God? Then, if that's all just extraterrestrial technology that's very advanced, how do you explain a God?
Well, God is the prime creator,
So that's separate. You would say that's separate.
He's separate. There's limits to everything. Even they, the demons or the Nephilim or the aliens, they're limited. They have their own limits too. They can't surpass certain laws.
Yeah, they can't laws. Like time travel or for just an example.
Yeah, they have their own laws too. Well, time travel is a little bit.
That's
just an example.
No, but it's interesting too. Because from what I know there's portals in the heavens from what I've read, you know, like in Enoch and all that, but even though the church doesn't approve, but I'm like, why you guys take all of these sacred books and it explains to you about the UFOs and this and that?
Yeah.
And you just kick them out. They're like, no, this is just conspiracy and all this and that. But then I'm like, okay, so Moses, you know, with a staff, part of the Red Sea. So what is more believable, you know, some aliens in the sky or Moses, you know, departing the Red Sea? So it's like, are you believe in all of it, or you don't believe in none of it, or just pick and choose, or what is it?